really optimizing for declared intent. You're saying goodbye to MQLs and gated content is this whole idea of demand creation, which we've briefly spoken about. But this is just like the understanding that actually, like, people quote it's between like 95% and 99% of your market is not in buying mode at any one time. So there is this huge percentage of the market that we believe, us who evangelize this way of doing marketing, require consistent, continual attention, education, which as a philosophy is fine. That's great. Sounds fantastic. But how does that actually like come about when it comes to like the tactics and the execution of the day to day? Like, what does that look like to actually be executing demand creation?
Yeah, this is great. So this is the flip side of everything else we've been talking about already. And I think the mindset you have to have when you're doing I know that it sounds fluffy to say it starts with mindset, but it really does.
Yeah, great.
You know, marketers, I think, and this goes back to the assumed intent problem. I guess marketers have somehow they were trained incorrectly to believe that the job of advertising and the job of content marketing is to some and even sales to an extent, cold outbound, is to move people in market, that their techniques make people say, oh yeah, maybe I do have that problem, oh yeah, I'm in market now. But none of that stuff really moves anybody into market. Buyers move themselves into market when something happens. And usually it's not your marketing or sales thing as the catalyst. Usually what you do is not the thing that makes them wake up one day and say, oh shit, yeah, I do need that. That only happens after a series of problems continue to fester in their life. And then they suddenly have to make a change because the pain becomes too great. So your job as a demand creator, or to stay top of mind, is to embrace that mindset and really to accept that, how often do you think companies change their computer, their laptops for everybody in sales or customer support? Maybe once every 6-7 years. How often do you think companies change their bank? Maybe never. Only maybe if something goes wrong. How often do you buy a new car if you're a consumer? Once every 15 years. So think about a car company's marketing strategy. They got to fill the future funnel. And not everybody's thinking about buying a new car, but whenever that day comes, they have to, be at the top of mind. And so that is the mindset you have to have. And then when we're talking about demand awareness education channels, we're talking about things like social, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all the organic stuff. Sure, you can run ads there too, but it's not supposed to be lead gen driven ads. It has to be more creative ways to get people's attention, but you're just buying that traffic instead of spreading it organically. It's the communities, in the case of B2B, it used to be Sales Hacker for B2B sales. Now there's so many of them. There's the demand curve guys, there's Traffic Think Tank, there's Partner Hacker. I can go down the list. There's so many of them. Offline media. So some B2B companies are doing airport ads. Like maybe that only applies to some of the bigger ones like Zoom, but direct mail, New York City subway ads, things like that. Offsite channels like guest posts, press and media, even audio channels. Like we're talking a lot about audio, but it's podcast interviews, radios, maybe even advertising on some of those channels like iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, stuff like that. Video, YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia, Loom. How are you making usage of all these different video platforms that are available now? Personally, I think video is the future. And if you don't have a solid video strategy for B2B, you're probably going to be left behind. Then, of course, there's events, conferences, and then forums. Reddit, Quora, Slack, Discord. These are all places where people are talking about your brand, the things you offer. And so this is an overview of the channels that are out there for the demand creation staying top of mind.
And I guess like ultimately it's obviously going to depend on your audience massively. So just you need to find out where they hang out. Like where are they hanging out? Where are they looking for information and education? And then it's about being there delivering that every day in the best possible way and the best possible format that you can over and over again. And that's how you ultimately are going to, get the benefit from it.